also a business consultant, and I have helped many organizations leading to cultural and leadership transformation all across India and globe as well. So today I'm going to talk about a very simple topic called Rise Leaps with Mindfulness. Now, how I operate and how I prefer to operate while I'm on the Zoom, I would be very happy if you would come on video. Uh, However, I know you have been habitual not coming on video during the consciously positive sessions. So I would honor that. But if you come on video, you will get the maximum benefits. Now, before I go ahead, I also would like to understand about what you think about the topic. iPhone 2, if you can tell your name and where you are from, and you can also share on the chat what do you mean by the word called right mindfulness. So I'm going to explain it, but if you can just spend time, I can be very happy. Yeah. Who's going to share on the chat box or unmute yourself and talk about what do you mean by the word called right sleeps? Of course, mindfulness, you know. But what do you really mean by the word called rise leaps? So something very different that you have heard about it. So what exactly do you mean? I'm going to explain it, but what exactly is your perception about the word? Yeah. Unmute yourself and share. Anybody can share. Yeah. Okay, so you have said in the chat box, it says what? Says what? Significant progress. Wonderful, Shavana. Yes, so significant progress when you say you are actually jumping to the next level rather than just treading to the next level, rather than moving to the next level, jumping to the next level. Many of the people would realize that when we are leaping, we are missing out on various opportunities during the way. So today we're going to uncover the myths about leaping and what exactly is the speed means for you, right? What exactly the speed means for you, and what exactly is the progress defines. What is the definition for progress? How is the performance potential? I've been working with many coaches all across India and across the globe, also, and also working with a lot of people. Uh, all the time people will realize that leaping means jumping, moving ahead, and agility is not something that we always would like to have, because we would like to be in a space where we are in the comfort zone all the time. How would leaping help us in progress? Of course, deep down we want to make a significant progress. So let's see what exactly mindfulness and the leap is all about. So if you understand the definition, the dictionary definition of the leap talks about jump or spring a long way to great height or with great force. I mean, the leap on to the parapet. So second is move quickly and suddenly. Now, the second word, the second line is a paradox. So when we say move quickly or suddenly, are we making the right choice? Are we making the right leap? Is also something that concerns us as we progress. Now, the best way to progress here at the Consciously Positive session is also to keep writing on the chat box. If you're writing on the chat box, you are definitely making a significant progress. If you don't write a progress, you'll still make a progress, but not a significant progress. So choice is yours, coming on video and writing on the chat box, interacting with me is going to make you go to the leap. I'm also going to uncover the myths of what the leaps are all about. So yeah, so yes, so let's go ahead and thank you very much for coming on video. iPhone 2, I would like to know your name, ma'am. So how is, yeah, so you can unmute yourself and share your name, or you can write your name on the chat box as well. Great. So, okay.
Lata Tikadar. I'm Lata Tikadar.
Right. Yeah, welcome, Lata. Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome, Jaya, and welcome, Prasad, as well. Let's go to the topic right away. If you believe that leap is something that you value, if you believe that the progress is something that you value, if you believe that significant progress is something that you value, without compromising on the opportunities as you progress, then this is the session for the next 35 minutes. You can come here and talk about it, and you can interact with me, and I will be happy to answer your questions, right? Great. So all our preparations shows up in action when we leave. Absolutely, Jackman. How wonderful that you have said. So let's go ahead and understand. Now, we all believe. Now, whether you believe it or not believe it. So we all are living in the world of uncertain world. COVID has taught us that we are living in the most uncertain world. War has taught us, and so many things have been teaching us day in and day out that we are living in an uncertain world. Artificial intelligence has come in no time, and we do not know where are we heading. So is this uncertainty troubling us? Is the uncertainty is an opportunity for us? Is something that we have to find out. So we are living in the VUCA world. Now, what do you mean by VUCA? VUCA means we are living in the volatile world. हमें पता ही नहीं है कि कब क्या चीजें ऊपर से नीचे आ जाएंगी, स्टॉक मार्केट कब क्रैश हो जाएगी हमें नहीं पता, कब रिलेशनशिप्स में कौन सी दरार आ जाएगी हमें नहीं पता, कब बिजनेस में कौन सी चेंजेस आ जाएंगे हमें नहीं पता. Lots and lots of things are happening, and it is happening in a volatile fashion. And second is we are living in the we're living in the ambiguous world, which is also called the A part. We're also living in the uncertain world. Yes, we do not know what is the road ahead. We plan a lot of things, many times. We plan for a business, we plan about a vacation, but something or the somewhere turns out to be a different, different thing. which हमें पता ही नहीं चलता कि कब कौन सी चीज आ जाती है. We are living in the complex world for sure. So you all believe that we are living in uncertain world, and it brings unforeseen challenges. We all know with the advent of internet, as we entered in 21st century, हमें तो अब पता चल रहा है कि इतनी uncertainty आ रही है because of the COVID. But जैसे ही हम इंटरनेट के एरिना में आए, तो हमारा एक huge transformation shift already हो चुका था. There is an information highway. There has been tectonic shifts in the structures of societies and cultures, and there are interconnected international workspaces. आपके साथ में जितने भी workspaces नजर आ रहे हैं, काम करने के तरीके नजर आ रहे हैं, they are all interconnected. What is happening in the night is immediately getting transferred within those seconds. And now this is the time where there's the power of knowledge. Now, gone are those days when to acquire a certain knowledge, we had to spend hours and hours and hours. Now, with the speed on the click of a button, you get that knowledge. Now, even what knowledge that we have to acquire, हमें वो भी नहीं सोचना कि कौन सी knowledge acquire करनी है. आपको चैट जीपीटी में जाकर के अपने आप को सोचने का काम भी आपका artificial intelligence कर देता है. We living in that such a world, and that brings a lot of unforeseen challenges. So emergence of technologies have bringing unforeseen challenges. But if you do not agree, if you agree, type it in the chat box. Yes, do I agree? आपको लगता है कि हम एक अनसर्टेन वर्ड में जी रहे हैं, तो आप yes बोल सकते हैं, अनम्यूट करके भी बोल सकते हैं. So can I go ahead? Okay, great. Thank you very much. Now, the point is, if we are living in such an uncertain world, so what is the way out? What is the way out? Are we going to move fast? Are we going to take up a different perspective of life? How are we going to deal with this uncertain world? हमें कैसे deal करना चाहिए? हमें हर चीज भागते रहना चाहिए? Are we going to become a hustler of life? क्योंकि हमें पता नहीं कल क्या हो जाएगी, तो आज हम क्या, are we going to prepare everything what is going to happen tomorrow? हमें savings ज़्यादा करने चाहिए because we do not know what is going to happen tomorrow. Are we going to invest in equities, or are we going to save in equities? And this is not a finance class for that matter, but are we going to save for the future? Are we going to save for the rainy day? What are going to happen? How are you going to deal with this uncertainties and challenges? If you all believe that we are living in an uncertainty and challenges, Just unmute yourself and share. कैसे deal करोगे आप इस uncertain word और challenges को? Just put in the chat box or unmute yourself and share a bit that how are you going to deal with these uncertainties of life? How are we going to deal with that? Any idea? Any thought that is running your mind? अगर ये uncertainties में yeah, please go ahead.
Actually, I feel that we really should not be getting so stressed about what we are going to deal with in future.
Yeah.
I think the way the way our life is going, we should be taking it that way.
Wonderful.
And you see, everybody has some certain plans in mind always.
Yes.
So these plans, I think you put in effort, the plans which are going on should go on, and you should see that you take things very easily and don't get too stressed about it, and just go the way it is going. I
Yeah.
feel that we should not really keep thinking so much about the challenges that are going to come and really get burdened with all that.
Uh-huh. Wonderful
So
you
this
said.
is
Yeah, we should not do that. Now, my question is, this is something we should not do that. We all do not want to remain stressed in life.
yeah,
Everyone in the chat box, everyone believes here who are attending this webinar on the Facebook or here, हमें stress नहीं चाहिए. This is all we want. But the
yeah,
point, my question is, now what do we do about it? If we do not want to be in that stress, then how are we going to deal with the challenges? If
yeah.
there are uncertainties in the finances areas, how are we going to deal with that? Are we not going
I
to
think
are we not going to
I
plan?
I think yeah, for me, I feel at this stage, we have planned quite a few things. Like most of us are working toward in that direction. But for each one, it's different. The kind of what do you say? The talents, the traits, or whatever they have, they're using that for facing those challenges and making the utmost use of it and trying to make their future as stable as possible.
Great, great. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else would like to share? Jay Kumar, Uma, how are we?
Saving definitely is a part of it. We are always thinking of saving, which we always try to do as much as possible so that our futures are secure.
Yes, yes. In some way, what is happening? We know what to do. We know that we're going to be at ease with ourselves. We know.
Absolutely.
But the point is it really happening? Are we not scared of uncertainty? Are we not anxious about what is going to happen tomorrow? Are we not really stressed out? Are we not really worried about, what is going to happen tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm going to share an example when I was coaching with someone, and here was a relationship issue between the husband and wife. Now, in the last, and the husband and wife were living for the last 24 years. And all their life, husband was too devoted to his wife and too loving to his wife, but the point, the wife was not really concerned. He was taking for granted. उसके लिए wife क्या था, उसके लिए husband क्या था कि तिजोरी में बंधा बैठा हुआ एक आदमी था जिसको जब जरूरत है तो उसको लेके चला जाता. But he was just because he loved her too much, and he consistently talking about his love and affection, but she was hardly caring. But one fine day, he made up his mind. I mean, this is what he was sharing to me. He made up his mind that I'm not going to continue this relationship with her. And the moment he broke this news to her that I'm going to seek a divorce to you, the whole word changed for that woman. And she was under the knees and she was talking. She was talking about her failures, talking about her mistakes, and she was pleading her husband to come back to his life, to her life. But that was not happening. And that's what the coaching was happening. And he was explaining that, I don't know, but I have nothing which is left in me because all my life I've been feeling like really battered. I'm not going to continue this relationship at all. When I talked to the wife, what is the concern? She said, what will I do without him? I do not know. I am at such stage of my life. I'm 48 years of age. My son is about 23 years of age. what is going to happen to me. She was consistently becoming anxious about what is going to happen in future. So the fact of the matter is, why I'm sharing this example as an extreme example, because there are a lot of challenges that keep happening in our life, with the relationship or money or anything else. हमें लगता है कि हमें स्ट्रेस फ्री होना है, हमें आज में जीना है, but is it really happening? Are we not worried about future? That's the key question we have to address today. Anybody else would like to share before I go ahead to the next level? Huma, Jay Kumar, anybody would like to share? Then I move to the next level.
Yeah, I can share. Good morning to everyone.
Yes, yes. Hi, good morning, Jay.
मुझे क्या लगता है कि जैसे आपने फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लीप बोला तो देन इमीडिएटली इट केम टू मी अबाउट द जैगुआर और चीता.
Yeah.
तो देन आई केम आउट विद दैट कि भाई अपने एक्टिव प्रिपरेशन है तो उसको एक्शन में डालेंगे तो वी कैन लाइक जंप अपॉन इट. दैट इज वन थिंग. सेकंड जो आप कह रहे थे कि चैलेंजेस का, like today I have few one of the major payment to make, which like I was just moving ahead every day, tomorrow day after. तो उसको मैंने क्या किया है कि भाई अभी जो 24 घंटे हैं तो let me about around till 10:30 let me give my concentration to the home. So my daughter has come with granddaughter. तो मैंने एक ही आया, मेरे को 24 घंटे हैं हमारे पास आज. Today we have 24 hours. So what is most important, what immediately is important. So likewise, we can program our mind.
Yeah. Because there has to be, yeah, of course, there has to be some conscious effort to deal with these uncertainties, which are inevitable. Right.
Correct.
Thank you so much. So, in the interest of time, just moving ahead and go to the next slide. The next slide says, I request and I ask everyone to consider slowing down. Even though the uncertainties is bringing a lot of overwhelm in your mind to act faster by the day, but I ask you to slow down. Ask you to slow down. Get to a place where you have deep self-awareness. What's happening? What exactly is uncertainty? Is it the real uncertainty? Is it the joy of uncertainty? Are we not really happy that this is an uncertain word? And what is available tomorrow? Don't you think it's so mysterious and so joyous? ये पता नहीं कल क्या होने वाला. Imagine you're watching a movie and you don't know what is going to happen next. You are consistently curious to see what is going to be happening next. And you don't want someone to just talk about the suspense of the movie. Let's say if you're watching a suspense movie, you're consistently engrossed in that movie, wanting to see what is going to happen next. Then if that is the movie, if that is the life that you want to live, consider that your life is like movie और आप life को ऐसे जा रहे हो कि एक जिंदगी की एक मूवी ही चल रही है और फिर उसको क्यूरियोसिटी से देखना है, तो लाइफ कैसे होने वाली है? Are you not going to live life fully at that point in time, fully engaged, fully engrossed, and take the best decisions of your life? And that brings the deep self-awareness, right? Slowing down. Slow down. What's the problem? Slow down. And when you slow down, you can connect with people faster. Consider, you're moving in a party, you're going to network meetings and business meetings and anywhere, and you are so hassled up to meet everyone on that business meeting. Oh, मेरे को इससे भी मिलना है, 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 मेरे को इससे भी मिलना है. बट आप सिर्फ आराम से एक बंदे से भी मिल जाओगे, एक व्यक्ति से भी मिल जाओगे. You meet only one person in that whole network. Your network meeting is going to be, creating bombs for you. You don't know what that person can be connected to. वो बंदा कितने लोगों से connect हो सकता है, and you get the business of your life if you are in the business meeting. There was a movie where, I don't know the name of the movie, where it was Ranbir Kapoor and Deepika Padukone, and they were there to just watch a lot of things. So they were going on a hill station. वो हर जगह देख रहे थे, वो sunset भी देखना चाहते थे, ये भी देखना. And Ranbir was like, अच्छा जब यहाँ भी जाना, यहाँ भी जाना, यहाँ भी जाना, ये भी देखना, ये भी देखना. Deepika said, why don't we just slow down here? Enjoy the scenery, what's happening right now. So when you connect with people faster, you get better results. When you are slowing down, you also think with clarity and joy. That's how you can deal with uncertainty. You are more clear. You can think more in a fashion where there are a lot of ideas coming your way, and you can handle the uncertainties in much better way. And when you slow down, you can handle your business uncertainties much better because you have clarity of thought. You can plan things well. You can strategize well, and you can do a lot of things. I know I'm a business consultant, so I'm speaking more from the business perspective, but can be relevant in any area of your life, whether health or your physical wellness or your relationships, anywhere. So any uncertainty that's going to happen, you see that as coming up for you, and you moving ahead with greater. Uh, in fact, I have to also tell you that when you are accepting the uncertainties, that is the best certainty of your life. Like when you enjoying that uncertainty, that is the certainty because there is no other way. कल क्या होगा किसी को नहीं पता. That is the only certainty, which is the uncertainty. And when you slow down, you also have enhanced communication, and there is a great optimism. There is determination and unflappability because you see that life as a curious movie as what's going to happen. And you slow down, you understand. You sit with nature and understand how slow down is going to help you deal with those uncertainties in much better way. And in my mindfulness coaching, I when I take up coaching sessions for 1 hour, I don't speak for even 10%. Most of the time, my clients speak for 90%. And there are some time which is of complete silence. 10 minutes तक silence होता है मेरे coaching session में और मैं किसी को कुछ नहीं बोलता हूँ. I allow the silence to come up. And in that silence, huge things open up. A lot of possibilities open up. And what we think, हमें जब किसी से बैठ के बात करनी है तो हमें तो चबड़ चबड़ बोलते रहना, बोलते रहना, बोलते रहना, बोलते रहना. The fact of the matter is, the slowing down is going to help you move leaps and bounds. Believe you me, slow is fast. Slow is fast. You would not do many mistakes. You are slowing down. You have more clarity. Your thought clarity. You will be rejuvenated, and you will see everything is moving at ease. I share one example. It was 7:30 in the morning, and I was not prepared for the session. I was getting to go for the washroom, and I also saw my internet was not working. And I was wondering, ki kya karunga? Is it going to be the hotspot again with so much of internet problems? And suddenly I just got relaxed. I thought, this is the session, I'm going to take it. I'm going to slow down a bit. When I slowed down a bit, I found brilliant ideas how to move ahead. So I am a member of a co-working space near my house. I immediately rushed from my house and I came here at the co-working space right 8 a.m. in the morning. It's 24/7 open, and I'm right here at 7:59 a.m. Not worrying about what will happen next, and I'm here in the session. The slow down always helps. And मैं अगर एंग्जाइटी करता तो चीजें यहाँ फेंकता वहां फेंकता, क्या करूं क्या करूं क्या करूं, इंटरनेट क्या करूं, इंटरनेट ऊपर जाओ नीचे जाओ, lot of things will happen. The slow down helps always. Try you out in a relationship when things are not going well, when you are in the conflict. Instead of making an effort or striving for the relationship, slow down and see and understand and listen to what your heart says. That is the first and the most important part and the beautiful part. When you slow down, things show up for you. Anybody would like to share on this slowing down? Anybody would like to share and unmute yourself before I go ahead? Because I also want to slow down in this session as well. I'm not going to continue before you continue your sharing. Anybody would like to unmute yourself and share your experiences before I go ahead?
I just want to share an experience.
Yes.
I just got out of the hospital day before yesterday. I was sick for around 16, 17 days. And then I just got back, and I knew I needed to, get back to my energy levels and everything. So initially, I was really stressed out as to what's going to happen next, because they've diagnosed something which may keep coming back again and again. But then I realized, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to slow down, take it gradual, and then, work on what they've asked me to. And I'm going to see that nothing goes wrong, and my routine is as usual as ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Easier said than done. It needs a lot of practice, actually.
And it has really helped me in
Yeah,
these 2
it
days
does.
itself to get over everything.
Yeah, it does. It
Yeah.
does help. It does help. And we believe, we only have to act in a hustling way. So you have to slow down, and you're the best at speed. And that's
Yeah.
what the leaps is all about. Yeah. When you slow down, you also find there is a speed, and you move ahead faster. Imagine that you have to move from the point A to point B. The only way to move from point A to point B is to move straight.
But
But what?
one thing which I always have a doubt is, sometimes it's so many things. It's just we are procrastinating.
Yeah.
We plan to do things, but they are not happening
Yeah.
because we are not doing them in time. We are, spending our time somewhere else, and we are not being able to really concentrate on what we want to do first. So we
Yeah.
are not being able to prioritize properly. And
Yeah.
second is that we are procrastinating, and that is why things are not happening.
Yeah.
So this is my main issue, that what is the difference between slowing down and procrastination?
Yeah. You get an answer in the next slides. But procrastinating is also because of the simple reason that you don't trust the process. You don't take an action because you think that
Yeah,
something different is going to happen, and you don't take an action. Uh,
true.
but why you don't take an action? Because somewhere there's a fear and insecurity. What is going to happen next? Let's say if you move
Absolutely.
from point A to point B, and the immediate intuition says that you take an action immediately, but your mind says, "Oh, past में ऐसा हुआ था, ऐसा करने से ये नुकसान हो जाएगा. Oh, ऐसा करूंगा तो जरूर होगा कि मेरा काम successful हो जाएगा." But I always believe in experimentation. Whenever there is a strong thought that comes to my mind, I have to take an action. I immediately take an action and then think later. Of course, my planning and my intuition always helps me to judge what is right and what is wrong. But the answer to the procrastination is the very first thing I'm going to share it with you later on. But always think it's not about procrastination in general, Lata ma'am. It's about procrastination about certain things. So there are a lot many areas where you're not procrastinating at all. You're taking quick actions, but there are
Yeah,
certain
for
areas.
others.
But there's
For
certain
others.
areas, yeah. But there's certain areas you're procrastinating. So
Yeah.
find out which are the areas and what are the fears around those areas. Today is not the time that we can talk about very specific areas because it's not a coaching session. But the heads up is we are all not procrastinators in general. We are procrastinating about certain things.
Okay.
Let's say if I'm procrastinating about taking a decision in the investment in the land, I'm procrastinating about that. But I'm not procrastinating in coming onto the session and consciously positive. So I am not labeling myself as a procrastinator. So this is something a heads up I want to talk about.
Okay.
Great. So let's go ahead and go to the next slides. It's our own wish to romance in pain. Oh yeah, wonderful. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. So let's talk about the mindfulness as an answer to leaps and bounds. How mindfulness can be an answer to deal with the uncertainties, how mindfulness can be an answer to slowing down and move leaps and bounds. So the very first thing they're going to talk about is what exactly mindfulness is all about. It's full attention to the present moment. So right now, whosoever are not on video have to talk about it very sure. Are we doing multitasking or switch tasking? Are we really in the session fully? Are we really committed to be in the session fully 100%? And if we are not, we are thinking, okay, session bhi le lenge, khana bhi kha lenge, baat bhi kar lenge. When you talk different things. So are we here in this moment fully in this session? Be here and now, right now. And it's nothing wrong, by the way, that we are not here in right now. Lot many times our mind will say, "Oh, I'm not being here right now. There's something wrong here." No, there's nothing wrong here. The moment you are aware that you're not here, you're still here. And if you're not able to do that, focus on your breath. Just focus on your breath and start talking to people and start listening to people. You see that you are in the moment. So there is a book called Thinking Slow to Move Fast. So I want to share, move slow and you are faster by the day. And it's all about slowing unnecessary thought processes. There are a lot many thought processes, like we have more than 60,000 thoughts running our head. And we have lots of thoughts of insecurity or fear. And 99% of those things would not happen for which we are anxious about. And only 1% happens, and that too because we are consistently talking about that fear. So we are creating every moment right now. Every moment right now. The past, present, and future are always in one line. They are not here and here. We are basically, when you are living in the present moment, that is where the past exists, that is where the future exists. They are not separate entities, actually. I've practiced this many, many times. So second thing, and the last but most important thing is, yes, the unconditional acceptance. So if you're not feeling good in your thoughts, okay, yes, go ahead. I'm accepting the way I am. I'm accepting the way people are. I'm accepting the way this environment are. When you accept the things fully as it is, things starts to show up. You get your way out. But when you don't accept, you see, okay, this would not like the way, my wife should not be the way I would have wanted to happen. My husband should not be the way, my son should not be the way I want them to happen. That their behavior should not be the way they should be behaving. Stock market should not behave as per what my behavior is all about. So what exactly? My health should not be the way right now. Health, I've been down with fevers last 6 days. And I was about to message Shabana that I'm down with viral, and you can see from, you can listen from my voice also. I cannot take this session, but I just allowed myself to be and see what is going to happen. Accepted my whole medical condition, and here am I taking this session to you with you. So accepting things fully, not half acceptance, but fully acceptance. Even if you don't accept things, can I accept this non-acceptance also? So agility, if you talk about, is the ability to think and understand quickly, and that is possible only and only when you are attentive to the present moment and you are accepting things fully. And it can also make the quality of state of being agile, nimbleness, and dexterity. So this is a proof. You can go ahead and find a lot of research. When you are to be agile and quick in your decision maker and right in the decision maker, mindfulness helps all the time because you are in the present moment who are taking decisions. So that's how you, yeah, Jay Kumar, right? When what we think at compounds, हम जो भी सोचते हैं वो compound होते हैं. I was speaking to one of my friends, or she was something was what always giving me reminders of how I'm going to go in negative spiral. हम कितनी जल्दी negative spiral में चले जाते हैं पता ही नहीं चलता. And I asked her to remind me कि भाई मुझे जब भी नेगेटिव स्पाइरल में जा रहा हूँ मुझे उसी समय रोको आप बात दोबारा बाद में मेरी पूरी बात मत सुनो. And this is how she reminds me, and I also remind her. She has a good friend. So this is how we have taken an arrangement. So this is how mindfulness helps. So I cannot teach you mindfulness in just one session, but there are a lot of mindfulness programs that you can just available off the shelf. If you want to take mindfulness session from me, I am happy to teach you mindfulness, and it's about 2 days session. I'm going to teach mindfulness. If you want to take up coaching of mindfulness, you can contact Shabana and we can connect later as well. Now, the point is, what is the power of mindfulness? It's all about eliminating the unnecessary so that necessary may speak. And when you sit down and let the mind settle, the things you need to think naturally arise. How many times you say, we have to think that, we have to plan that? No, your thoughts are already there. All we need to do is filter out unnecessary. So आपके पास हमेशा से वो आ जाता है. How many of you heard the story of Michelangelo? How many of you have heard the story of Michelangelo here? You can put in the chat box. You heard the story of Michelangelo. Okay, I'll share the story of Michelangelo right now. So Michelangelo was a famous sculpturist on the ancient times, ancient Greek times, right? And what was happening? No, okay, Jayakumar, great. So he was a famous sculptress in the ancient Greek time, and his work was acknowledged all across the globe. And the king of Greece was so fascinated by his work and the popularity. He went to Michelangelo and asked him, "Why don't you prepare my sculpture?" And he said, "That's fine." The king stood for the day, and Michelangelo prepared his sculpture, and he asked him to come on a certain day. And when king reached on a certain day and showed his sculpture, the king was mesmerized. How can you prepare that sculpture in the stone? And what he said was very beautiful. He said, "Sir, you already were there in the stone. All I did, I removed the unwanted pieces from that stone." The king was already there. So similarly, who we are as human beings, as full of potential, we already are natural collaborators, communicators, and highest productive people. We're already there. We have lots and lots of qualities within inside us. So all we need to do is put out the unwanted fears and the insecurity that we have. And that's what the mindfulness practices are. Mindfulness is not just meditation. Mindfulness is also about accepting what is happening and just giving it up. That is the power of mindfulness. And makes you, makes you things do faster and agile, and you can become a jaguar, as you said it right, Jay Kumar, because you want to move leaps and bounds as we progress in our lives. Because of the time constraint, I am also going to just give you the last slide, and then we take up the question and answer session. Would that be okay with you? Or if you have anything to share right now?
Yeah, fine.
Okay, all good. So I'm going to just move the last slide. So now you must be wondering what could be the key practices that we have to do so that we are agile and we take leaps and bounds. So I practice most of these things that I'm going to show you on the screen, and it has helped me tremendously in the last 2 to 3 years. I've really progressed to a different level within my health or finances or my relationships. So I have got tremendous results. Shamana, who's there right now, she knows me, she can vouch for it, who I was in the last 3 years and who I've become in the last 3 years, last 4 years. Now, the following the key practices, you can start doing it and you can understand what this mindfulness is all about and how can you become faster by the day. Now, focusing on your breathing and bring yourself awareness of what you're doing, thinking and sensing. Now, it's not about just doing something. It's about taking down time out from your busy schedule, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. You'll always find that time, but always focus on the breathing, right? So bring that awareness and don't worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. Is this breathing was going to help me? No, just 2-5 मिनट का जो टाइम देने वाले हो हर रोज का, सिर्फ ब्रीदिंग पे फोकस करो और भूल जाओ what is going to happen next. Now always go by the ear, avoid multitasking, try switch tasking instead of focusing on one thing at a time. So my guru always says one day mataram. तो मतलब हमेशा वन डे एट अ टाइम करो. अगर आपको लगता है कि टुमारो कल क्या होगा, एग्जाइटी होगा, बिजनेस कैसे होगा, पैसा कैसे आएगा, मेरे साथ लोग कैसे बात करेंगे, मेरी एज बढ़ रही है, मेरी हेल्थ खराब हो रही है, आज के टाइम पे जस्ट गो विद वन डे एट अ टाइम. ऑफ कोर्स यू वांट टू लिव मेनी मेनी इयर्स, बट वन डे एट अ टाइम. आज बेस्ट करने वाले हो आप. आज का दिन यू वांट टू बी बेस्ट ऑफ द बेस्ट day of your life, right? This is always I say, my friend always say, go by the ear. I always love this statement. So always take out a couple of minutes for yourself. Can't you take out a couple of minutes yourself? Don't tell me that you cannot take out. I mean, you can be busy like Narendra Modi, but you can always take out a couple of minutes for your own life because it's all your life at the end of the day, isn't it? So practice centeredness, making a couple of minutes for yourself. Spending time with nature always have helped me. So if nothing is working for you, go out in the park and just sit on the grass. Nothing, if nothing is working, no solution, nothing doing, kuch nahi ho raha, go to nature, touch leaves, that's it. And you believe you me, after a certain 5 minutes of the time, you get some answers. Because that's the point. That's the stillness of nature. And nature moves very fast because nature is still, right? Now practice unconditional acceptance, as I just said. My one of my gurus, also network gurus, name is Paritosh Pathak. He talks about practicing alliance. आप सभी को अलायंस दो, जो भी हो रहा है, सिचुएशंस हो रही है, लोग क्या बोलने वाले हैं, अलायंस दो, पूरा अलायंस दो. Practice unconditional acceptance. Now, yes, attitude. Okay, everything what's coming to your way, yes, yes. Say yes to life. So these are a few practices that can start doing it. Practicing what next consistently. Okay, fine. What next? Okay, I'm not happy. What next? Okay, this is making me very disappointed. What next? Okay, I'm very upset about these proceedings. What next? Okay, I've suffered a loss in the stock market. What next? Okay, I'm having a pain in my stomach. What next needs to be done? The common sense thing. What next? Now, the last but not the least, which I practice it more, give me tremendous results. It's not easy, but I practice it and I found tremendous value on the last practice. It's called despite of. Despite of. Despite of I'm angry, what can I do next? Despite of I'm upset, what I do next? Despite I'm not well, what I can do? Despite of people are not supporting, what next? Despite of my throat in my pain in my throat, what next? Despite of people are not appreciating, what next? Despite of people are ignoring me, people are not appreciating my good work, what next? So these practices have always and always helped you. You can note down, even if you practice 2 or 3 things from these lists, it can give you tremendous results. And believe you me, even if you practice 2 things here in this whole area, I promise that you are going to rise more than 200% from what you're doing. You're going to go leaps and bounds. And never ever imagine ये कभी ना कभी जिंदगी में चेंज होने के लिए ना टाइम लगता है. आसानी से चेंज नहीं कर सकते हम अपने आप को. ये किसने बोला आपको? How many people we always believe it's so difficult to adjust? No, you cannot. You cannot change in one day. Yes, you can transform in a moment if you want. Who has told you that it takes time and time and time? You have done a lot of hard work in the past. Who knows that your time has come right now? Okay, it's not easy to earn money when you are investing in stock market. It takes a lot of time to earn money. Who has told you? Why are you even intending at the very first place? It takes time to progress. It takes time, Shamana, to make a significant progress. No, Shamana. If you intend right now that I am going to make a significant progress, you will get your answers all around yourself. The only thing that is stopping us is our own conversation that goes in our head. And that's what is stopping us. And that's how when you practice mindfulness time and again, you are aware of those conversations on the chatter in the background and you progress. So there's a key practices that you're going to do, and I'm going to just revise the whole session. This is I'm going to just talk about what is the leap. I talked about what are the uncertain word and challenges that we are here for, how to deal with uncertain challenges, and what exactly is mindfulness. We talked about the power of mindfulness and talked about the key practices. So with this note, I would like to make an end of this, make an end of this my talk right now. But I'm happy to take up your questions and answers next, say about 5 minutes, and I have a hard stop at 9 a.m. So anybody like to share anything or have any questions, I can take up, and I'm just stopping my screen like that, sharing my screen now. Anybody like to share any key takeaways or any ideas or anything that you want to talk about? Please go ahead. It's an open session now.
No, nice, very short but wonderful session.
Yeah.
I think a lot of things have gone in.
Yeah. In 40 minutes, I have a great challenge to finish things in 40 minutes. It's a long topic. It's a very deep topic, and it's very close to my heart. I've seen people getting transformed with this topic. But yes, I have to make a justice for 40 minutes that I have. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much. Anybody else?
Yeah, it was really, what should I say? It was a power shot. वो जो इंजेक्शन लगा लेते हैं ना वैसे मतलब in short time, like it was I mean most of the things are covered, but implementation will work wonders for me, so I will start doing it. I'm already doing, but sort of point really got to me, so I will work on that. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome, Jai Kumar. Thank you for your participation. I love your participation whenever you come.
Sometimes things need to be reminded, you know them. So these reminders are helpful, really.
Yeah.
Actually, there's someone who is, if you really hear them repeatedly, it really helps.
Hello, Benji.
Definitely, yes. Repeated hammering really helps. Yeah, wonderful. Anybody has any questions, doubts, concerns? क्या बोल दिया आपने इतना आसान थोड़ा बात करने का, आप तो ऐसे ही बोल के चले जाते हैं, इसके बाद जिंदगी तो हमें झेलने पड़ती है ना. बताइए, कुछ सवाल है तो हम जवाब दे सकते हैं, मैं अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस से शेयर कर सकता हूँ. प्लीज गो अहेड. एनीबॉडी हैज एनी डाउट्स?
This is exactly what I was thinking. Hello, Vinu. Vinay.
Yeah. My name is
दिमाग में आ जाता है, and how do you actually?
By the way, my nickname is Vinu. You can call me Vinu also.
Oh, I did it by mistake. Okay, good.
Is it Uma there?
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead, Uma. Yeah.
No, I just said, like you said, any questions? इतना कुछ बोल के चले जाते हैं. आगे हम
fast बोल दिया, जल्दी बोल दिया. Yeah.
नहीं, I mean, there's so much going on. Yeah. But what do you do at this moment when you have a lot of situations happening? That's what I was trying.
Yeah.
Then you can't slow down. You're expected to slow down.
Yeah. Practice faith. Practice. Stay put is something. Sometimes we don't get answers. The best way, सीधा नेचर के पास बैठ जाओ, बस अपने आप समझ में आ जाएगा. अभी कुछ भी नहीं समझ में आएगा तो नेचर के पास बैठ जाओ. Sit with trees, sit with leaves. That's it. You get answers. All the answers are within. Yeah. Thank you. Right now, I'm also dealing with something very, very, very different. And if I could share my heart out somewhere, people would not even believe in my session mein aaya hi kyun this moment mein. But I have been practicing despite of. There's so much of pain that I'm undergoing right now. So much of emotional pain I'm in right now. I'm very emotional man. I'm a really emotional man. But I'm really come up because I'm committed to this session. I'm going to come here. So despite of anything, do what you're really committed to. Do what you really intend to. And you'll always get your support from the universe. And I've been getting it. Yeah.
Hello, Vinay.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm perfectly fine. Who's this?
This is Sanju here.
Yeah, hi Sanju. Can you please come on video, please?
Sorry?
Can you please come on video?
Oh, I am very not presentable at all.
तो मैं बोलता हूँ शबाना को YouTube बंद कर देंगे आप presentable. Anyways, please go ahead, Sanju. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So how are you? I mean, how was your trip to the US? You had
It was
gone in August or something, right?
It was fantastic. I came back from the US about 1 month back, 17th of September. So yeah, it was wonderful. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yes.
Nice. But now you are going through some difficult times, is it?
That's fine. That's part of life. Pass of life.
Too bad.
Because all the difficulties, evolves you. All the challenges evolves you. Although it doesn't seem like was at that point in time when we are facing difficulties, but towards the end, you are always an evolved person. So that's what I'm always.
Towards the end, you're always
an evolved person.
Evolved person, yeah.
Evolved person. That's right. Yeah.
So you practice mindfulness as in like non-thinking state of mind, right? A state
Oh,
where we
no,
don't.
I'm not saying non-thinking state of mind, but I practice mindfulness as in I accept things as they are. But I've been practicing it for many, many years now. So it's not about non-thinking because thoughts keep coming to your mind. So there are more than 60 to 80,000 thoughts that keep coming to your mind. So all you got to be aware of those thoughts. It's not about non-thinking. Yes, after being aware of those thoughts, there comes a state where there are no thoughts. But then that's not what I'm aspiring for. What I'm aspiring for is being present to those 60 to 80,000. I'm not present to 80,000 thoughts, but I'm present to what's happening around.
Hmm.
That's the practice of mindfulness I do.
I
And
I like the non-thinking kind of state of mind. Like you don't think at all.
wonderful,
Yeah,
wonderful.
but what do you then? The you stop that urge to uh, think. Then um, what exactly should you do? You can go deeper inside,
Just,
right?
just be aware. Just be aware.
Go deeper inside, right?
No, just be aware. Just be aware of those thoughts.
Hmm.
Just be aware of those thoughts without labeling it, without judging it. No, of course, this practice, Sanju. I mean, we'll definitely talk offline to talk about it more deeper. But in short, it's being aware of right or wrong without judging whether it's right or wrong. Let's say if something is happening to you in your life and you are saying, okay, this is right or wrong, but you are just aware. And all the thoughts that keeps coming to your mind, by the way, all the thoughts that keeps coming to your mind, it's not your personal thoughts. It's what's happening all around. So there are states where you don't have thoughts at all. I mean, when I say don't thoughts at all about, does not mean that you don't have thoughts to live, but you don't have distractive thoughts. You don't have the duality thoughts. I mean, we can talk about it later, Sanju, in the later stage, because I cannot talk about it immediately about mindfulness practices. But I've been doing it for many, many years in a lot of areas. A lot of I also practice mindfulness in the coaching for corporates as well. We can talk about it later offline if you want.
Okay, okay, sure.
Or in
Yeah.
the next,
Sorry.
or in the next session
Yeah.
about.
There's always the next time. Yeah. Yeah. But we can also talk one on one. You can take time from Shamana and I can also connect with you and we can have one on one session. She can book the session with me. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
All right. It's time now. It's 8:55. Anybody has one last final thing? I can take up one question and then I can move out.
I think there are no questions, but it was a wonderful session, Vinay. Yes.
वो
a
मैं
good
बोलता हूँ ना, अपने टीचिंग में बोलता हूँ या तो सब कुछ समझ में आया या तो कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आया तो कुछ ना कुछ तो हो रहा होगा यहाँ पे या whether you have understood each and everything whether you have understood things at all. So anyways, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I really love this platform at Mevin. It gives me an opportunity to express myself of who I am. So I appreciate your participation, whosoever come offline or online or just listener. I appreciate each and every person here. Thank you so much once again, Shamana, for giving this opportunity. Bye-bye.
Thank